Okay, time for a change of pace. Now, she's 5.3, that's in imperial measurements, and has hips, and her name is Set 50F in the science segment. We're going to tell you more about the world's first crash test dummy modelled on a female body and how it's set to significantly enhance road safety for women. A subject which you can imagine as the host of 51% I'm very interested in. Joining us for this discussion is our science editor, Julia Seeger. Look, when we talk about road safety, all we have in mind are those images of those crash tests conducted by manufacturers. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, they still use those same crash tests, except this time, of course, today it's much more technologically advanced with sensors everywhere, videos inside and outside of the car, intelligent systems inside the car like collision alarms, but also of course, the airbags that can now deploy within milliseconds. And this is how, in the last 50 years, manufacturers have greatly enhanced road security, with sometimes dummies costing over $200,000. So it's still conducted the same way. You're going to run a vehicle inside in a wall at the pace of 50 kilometers per hour. Why exactly? Well, because before an impact, you tend to slow down, and generally you're going to collide with the obstacle at that exact speed. Now, it's also because above 50 kilometers per hour, because of inertia, your organs simply can't take it, and hence organs tend to tear apart. Now, dummies, they still use them as well. They're life-size dummies that really are a replica of how a human body would move and how it's going to react when there's an accident. And in a very frugal manner, they also still use paint. So you're going to see it on those pictures. They're going to use paint and put it on different parts of the dummy to see exactly how it's going to impact the dashboard, the front seat, or even the windows. Now, the problem in it, and you know this, as you said, because you're the host of the 51%, the problem is that they've been using dummies that have the proportion of an average man, so 5'7" and 180 pounds. And to mimic women and children, what they did is that they just reduced the size, but they didn't change anything else. And I know this is not popular nowadays to say this, but there are real differences between men and women that have a huge impact on road security. So beyond just, the height and the weight, the body's geometry also changes. Women tend to have narrower shoulders but wider hips, hence their center of gravity is lower. They also tend to have, there's joint differences, joint structure differences, so our necks are much more flexible, for instance, and men tend to have more muscle mass, and that's also going to have an impact. And this is why the Swedish Research Institute has developed a female mannequin. You're going to see her here. She has breasts, hips, and, well, she's, a female. And she's called
Hurrah for that.
Exactly. She's Set 50F. It stands for Seat Evaluation Tool. And she is indeed the very first crash test dummy to realistically represent an adult woman.
And it's no secret that women are indeed at more risk when there is a car accident, right, Julia?
Yes, we've known this for years now. There's a research study that was conducted by the University of Virginia in 2019, and it says that a woman wearing a seatbelt sitting in the passenger seat has 73% more chances to be seriously injured than men. When it comes to a rear-end collision, women are three times more likely than men to suffer what we call whiplash, which is a cervical trauma that occurs in low-speed accident. Also an important point, women are twice as likely to sustain a permanent disability following whiplash. So why is that? Well, because the different protection systems that were put inside of the car were developed for men. So hence, if you look at, for instance, headrests to avoid the whiplash effect, well, for men, when they put it into the car, permanent injuries dropped by 70%, but they increased by 13% for women. So this is how big of a difference it actually makes.
And let's talk about the seatbelt as well.
The seatbelt, it's really important. And now, depending on whether you're a man or a woman, it's the same thing. You need to really wear it in the middle of your shoulder, a little closer to the neck. And that's for the top part. For the lower part, it's really important as well. You need to wear them underneath the the iliac bones. So these are the two bones that you have here on your pelvis. The reason why is you want to avoid to slide underneath the seatbelt, and then the seatbelt is going to be on your abdomen where you have all of your vital organs, and hence it's going to pressure your vital organs. So this is why you need to wear it correctly.
Indeed. Thank you so much, Julia Seeger.